Before this video begins, I realised while editing this video that the outro was a bit rushed because I ran out of time with my footage because I only had a certain amount of time to do my voiceovers, but I hope that doesn't deteriorate from you watching this video and enjoying it, so yeah, bye. Fallout 76 takes a whole different approach to the Fallout genre as it goes completely online based and there is considerably no major storyline to follow. You're not trying to rescue your son from after being kidnapped, you're not trying to blow up enemy bases and save the world. Instead, you're thrown into this abandoned the wasteland online where you can meet other players, trade with them, launch nukes, kill people in PvP, and it takes a whole different approach to Fallout 4, for example, where you were kidnapped, no, your son was kidnapped, you were frozen cryogenically for 200 years, and it's your job to go and find him by going halfway across the wasteland and the states and all of that sort of stuff. But what is the goal in Fallout 76? What is the end game mission? Because the game itself is completely online. Even if you launch a nuke or finish the quote-unquote overseer's journey, you can still play the game, you can still roam around, you can still find legendary weapons, you can still farm death claws and scorch beast queens and even grafted monsters. What is the point and what is the goal of Fallout 76? Well, that's what I'm going to try and answer today. And I'm going to start off by introducing the idea of the overseer's journey. Now, at the start of the game, you, like every other Fallout game, from top of my head, you start in a vault, and then you go outside the vault to realise the whole world has been destroyed by nuclear warfare, and it's your job to try and pick up the pieces of the overseer by walking just north of the vault. Fallout 76, you go to the overseer's camp, where your main mission is to try and find the overseer in Flatwoods, which from the bat kind of thinks that, oh, there's maybe NPC interaction in this game, but there is none. But there is an update coming out, I believe, where we can have raiders that you can talk to and you can faction with them, I believe. But back to the journey. So you travel to Flatwoods in search of the overseer, but she's not there. Instead, you get an overseer's journal, and then from there, you're transported across the map to try and find every bit of information you can to understand the lore of the game. And that can be from the missile silos, that when you launch a nuke, to the start of the game where you're at Vault 76 in the forest region. But that's not, in my opinion, that's not the main point of the game. That's just a mission that has you traversing across the wasteland. To be fair, it does introduce you to new locations, and it does introduce you to missions that you need to do anyway. It's a good little way to level up. I think that's why Bethesda did that. It was just an XP grind for people who didn't want to, go toward Deathclaws and do PvP events and do all this sort of stuff. They just wanted to have a story that people would get hooked to, and it would make them, capitalize on the profit that the game makes. But that's not the main point of Fallout 76, because I'm level 82 on Fallout 76, and I don't even know if there's an end to the Overseer's Journal. I've probably found most of them, if not all of them, and I don't think there's an end mission, if that makes sense. There's no ending mission, and there's no reward from what I've seen, except for a few levels that you get from doing the mission itself. But that's in my opinion, that's not the point of Fallout 76. That's just lore. That's just what the game wants you to think is the main lore of the game. The Overseer goes to these missile silos across Appalachia, and she wants to make sure that nothing happens to them. We don't launch any more nukes. But you, as the player, get the opportunity through the Enclave to launch missiles and nukes on Appalachia after it's been nuked. And that's just to give you some XP and, just to give you some legendary items. You can find fun ones, for example, if you need White Spring, very popular hotspot, you can get Crimson Flux and Violet Flux and all different fluxes, and you can get mass, hardened mass, inert fluxes. You can get all that sort of stuff, things that you wouldn't get in the normal game. But in my opinion, the nuking is the end game point. The Scorch Beast Queen is the end game point. That's the goal of Fallout 76, to defeat the strongest enemy in the game and arsenal up so that you can defeat anything. For example, remember I launched my first nuke and it was on White Spring, and when I went there I was flabbergasted because I haven't seen gameplay of people launching nukes. I've seen nukes being launched, but I never went to the blast zones because I just thought, oh, that's gonna be like where PvPs are gonna happen. And I'm more of a casual Fallout 76 player. I don't want to just kill people and make caps doing that. I want to trade. I want to get weapons. I want to farm legendaries. I want to farm XP. I want to do missions. And for me, my goal was to launch a nuke. That's what everyone aims for in the game. You level up, go to missile silos, either Alpha, Bravo, or Charlie, get the nuclear keycard from the Enclave, or Mobus as the thing's called, the robot, and launch a nuke. And when I did, I thought, that's it. That's the end of Fallout 76 for me. That's how I played the game. That's what I consider to be the end. Now, obviously, there's infinite possibilities for Fallout 76. You know, you can go to any location on the map. There'll always be something new there, and you can always try and find the best guns, but at the end of the day, launching the nuke is the goal. That's the goal of Fallout 76. Even though the Overseer's mission tells you to not do it and to make the world a better place, you as the player are given the temptation to go up to a nuke missile silo and cause havoc and blow shit up. Like, that's in my opinion the end game. There's no other goal than that. I mean, when you launch the Scorched Beast Queen event, when you start the event, you will realise that most, if not all, of the server goes to that point because you can get the best weapons there, like ultrasight armor or ultrasight bullets and bullet gun plans and even power armor plans, and that's the end goal. That's what I believe to be the end goal. Your mission is to go and kill the Scorched Beast Queen because it's been terrorizing the whole of Appalachia and it's the strongest enemy in the game. It's level 95, and with a whole server you can take it down pretty easily. I mean, I did it when I was level like 72, and there was like a bunch of level 100s there, just massacring everything there, like hermit crabs and mega sloths and scorched conquerors, and that's what I like about Fallout 76. That's why I still play the game. I still want to launch nukes. I've only launched one nuke, but after this video is recording, I will probably have a gameplay footage of me going towards another nuke silo and blowing up a place and going to it, like White Spring or the Scorched Beast Queen. But at the end of the day, in a conclusive way, the goal of Fallout 76 isn't to find the Overseer's journals or finish the Overseer's mission. It's to kill the Scorched Beast Queen. That's what everyone's tempted to do. Kill the Scorched Beast Queen and end the onslaught, if you will, of the Scorched Beast Queen. That's how Fallout 76 was designed to be, and along the way you're going to find weapons and XP and perks that help you defeat the Scorched Beast Queen. Because that's the end goal for me personally. It could be different for all of you, but for me the point of Fallout 76 is to kill the Scorched Beast Queen and get loot from it. That's as simple as I can get, and that's just my opinion at the end of the day. And yeah, that's going to be it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, sure leave a like. Let me know if you thought anything of it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.